Now, eSwatini nationals living in Gauteng have taken to the streets of Pretoria to support pro-democracy protesters back home. That country has been marred by violent protests, with citizens demanding democratic elections.
So over the past week, protesters have been torching businesses linked to King Mswati III. Newzroom Africa's Igona Chona was in Pretoria. She filed this report.
Mtokozisi Ngobentulu says he arrived in South Africa with two other friends after fleeing eSwatini last week.
Nasibaleka eSwatini besithuthulwa masotsha. Aqhamuka agcwele iveni sihlele emgwaqweni sasingentina strike ke lelo langa. Aqhamuka shasbam zabaleka. Yena sigijimisa asifake entabeni. Zabaleka then nasiva emuva ukuthi vele kufuneka thini bathi simaring leaders asathi ukuthi simaring leaders sakhethwa ngubani ukuthi simaring leaders.
He says the best decision was to leave eSwatini in order to save their lives.
Nokujamba kwethu bangasibopha singene sodonsa for ukujamba but kungcono ke kuboshwa kunokubulawa.
They hitchhiked to Johannesburg and were able to meet other people from their country, but they say they still fear for their families. On Monday, they were part of a march with other Swazi nationals protesting at their embassy, demanding action on reports of police brutality and killings in their country. Organizers say the fight of the people of eSwatini cannot end in vain.
The network is down. We can't get hold of our families back at home. We can't check if they are still alive.
The situation is not normal in Swaziland. It's a revolution. We are standing up because we want democracy and we want it now. And why we came here, because we want South Africa to give us some solidarity.
The protesters say they are relieved that they could add their voice. They hope that South Africa will not turn a blind eye to what's going on in Eswatini. For Newzroom Africa on Channel 405, I'm Igona Chona in Pretoria.
Meanwhile, some citizens of Eswatini are now crossing into South Africa to try buy basic necessities as protests continue in the kingdom. Newzroom Africa's Mweli Masilela caught up with some of them. That's near South Africa's border with Eswatini. Take a look.
I am standing at one of the informal crossings between Eswatini and South Africa. This is one place where people are able to cross between the two countries without documentation. But what is happening now is that we are seeing an influx of people from the kingdom of Eswatini getting into South Africa to try and get some basic necessities such as meal, flour and cooking oil. And many of the people are saying that they've got no choice but to come into South Africa to get those basics after that violent protest which is still going on in the kingdom of Eswatini. While some of the citizens are saying that they are not willing to talk because of fear of victimization, well, some of them were willing to express their views in terms of what is happening in the kingdom of Eswatini.
Kudla kude kahle la kaNgwane and lokunye ukuthi lempuphu idule kakhulu la kaNgwane manje sikhanza ngazi ukuthi ingcono lokuthi siyithenge ngala la kaNgwane kuyashiphela cause siphuthe nalomncele ethi
siyasaba siyadibuda nje ukuthi mase kuphelele lokudla sitakwenza njani ngoba nyalo kukhona lokulobe kukhona besikuthengile kungaqala isiteleka nyalo sekunesiteleka itolo tiyavalwa amabakhanza sesitolo uyashajwa abantu bayabulawa asisathembile ukuthi nje sesihlala sesithobile sikhathazeke kakhulu ngoba asisakhoni neke etitolo tivaliwe itikolo tiyahlukubeteka abantwana basakhoni ke esikoleni impilo tefu nje asisaboni ukuthi kwendekani tihlangahlangene nje netimota tikhona ukuthenga petroli amabhenki babulele konke nje kude lokuhamba kahle.
Some of the citizens of Eswatini are concerned that the situation might become even more worse if there is no intervention, now calling for some countries in the SADC region or even across the world to try and intervene in this particular situation. For Newzroom Africa on Channel 405, I'm Mweli Masilela in Magudu, Mpumalanga.